Somebody left a mess in my shop. Well, isn't that better? Welcome back to Philip's Hot Rod Garage. So it's been 4 months since I started the channel. In my very first video, I went over a few little minor details of what I was going to do on this car. Not much. It was kind of an overview of what I had going on in the shop. So I think it's time that we do an in-depth project overview tonight, and I give you a good idea of what it is that I'm doing on this car. Hey, I appreciate y'all hanging out. Before we get started on some detail about this project, hey, we still got to get some work done. All right, so as you guys saw in the last video, we're almost done with the cowl. We've still got this sub rail extension for the driver's side that we've got to sandblast and repair. We've got this cowl post bracket that holds the cowl post on the driver's side down to the sub rail. We've got to get this part sandblasted and installed. We've still got the outer cowl side to fit on the driver's side. We've got to get it fitting correctly. There's still a little bit more work to do, but the cowl section on this car is getting really close. Then we've got to cut out the bottom of the gas tank, so that'll be in an upcoming video. But for now, I got a little bit of daylight left, so let's go ahead and get some sandblasting done. Yeah, that's the way it happens. There's the reason why I'm having to strain it. Look at all those rocks. All right, so that was a messy job, but we got something to work with now. We got a few holes to weld up in this piece. Not too bad, nothing like the other side of the car. And this piece has a few little small pinholes, not much to that. It's a really nice bracket. But I've got to rebuild the corner of this piece here, where this piece is missing. Somebody watching my videos, tell me what this hole is for. The passenger side doesn't have it, but the driver's side has it. What's that hole for? So let's talk about where I'm at. Let me grab some stuff. While I'm moving this stuff, I want to take just a second to give a shout out to Larry down at Boxcars Garage. Larry was in the area recently and he decided to stop by and check out my projects. So Larry, I appreciate you stopping by. And all you guys out there on YouTube, go check him out. Boxcars Garage here on YouTube. He's got some really good content. He's got some new stuff coming up pretty soon. So just go check him out. All right, so let's talk about the body first. As you can see, I got quite a bit of sheet metal laid out here. That's a sign of a lot of work that's got to be done. So some of you guys might be wondering if this car has a roof. It does. Let's stick it up there. All right, so the roof looks good on the car, but the only problem is too tall. So one of the things we're gonna be doing is chopping that top. I don't know exactly how much yet, but we're gonna take a few inches out of it. So that's one of the things that's gonna be coming up on the channel. We got a little bit more metal work to do in the rest of the car first, but as soon as we get some of the other rust repair done, we're gonna chop this top. All right guys, so as you know, we've been working on this cowl a pretty good bit. We're getting really close. The next thing we're gonna do is probably start on the quarter panels. I've got to get the bottom of this car solid. This car was literally falling in on itself when I bought it. That's the reason I got all this square tubing in here. Got this thing squared up so the doors would open and close right, but the trunk opening is still out of square. I've still got a bunch of work to do there. But as you can see, the bottom of these rear wheel wells is rusted off. I got to modify all this anyway because of the 32 frame. So we're probably going to start on the quarter panel next. I've got some patch panels to go here. Hopefully these patch panels work out good. If they don't, I'll just start over and build my own. So I got patch panels for there. These braces go in this area here. It's hard to see, but you can see the original brace right there. The bottom's rusted off of it. I could have repaired that brace, but the problem is I don't have one on the driver's side at all. It's completely missing, so I just bought a new pair. I've got these new pieces to go into the body here. And I've still got to buy a set of hinges for the rumble seat. This car originally had a rumble seat. You can tell by these handles. But somebody's put a standard trunk lid on it. I think I want to go back with a rumble seat. I just like it. There's not a lot of old hot rods that have rumble seats. Most people delete them and put just a trunk on there. But I think I'd like to have the rumble seat. We'll see what happens. And I've got patch panels to go here on the bottom of the quarters. This side I could probably repair, but the driver's side is terrible. Somebody did a really poor job of repairing this side sometime in the past. So I just got a new patch for both sides. Hopefully I can make these work. They really aren't shaped really good. They're just kind of a starting point. So they're gonna require some work to make them fit right. And of course the rear body panel is always in need of replacement on these cars. So I've got a new one to go in here. So I've mentioned these before, but these are the Steadfast Manufacturing curved rear sub rails. That's a tongue twister. But they go in here in the body on the inside of the quarter panel to reshape the rear sub rails to match this 32 frame. So it's one of the things we'll be installing. So that ought to be fun. Now on this trunk or rumble lid, I just don't know what I'm gonna do on this thing. It's really bad shape. The outer skin's bad and the inner piece is bad. So I may end up just having to buy a new one. So let's talk about these doors. Sometime back at a swap meet, I picked up these patch panels. There's a lot of rust in the bottom of the door, so the patches are gonna go here. Also on the inside of the door, there's a good bit of rust. So I picked up these inner pieces. And the inner pieces go in here in the doors like this to fix all these rust holes down the bottom. It's pretty thin down there. If I sandblasted that, there wouldn't be much left. So I picked up those patch panels, but then I was at another swap meet and found an even better idea. I picked up these doors. I got 2 of these. I got one for both sides of the car. When I bought these doors, they're already cut off on the top. Look, the guy told me a tree had fallen on the car. So the doors are just junk, except for the part that I need, the bottom section. The bottom section of these doors is perfect. The outer skin, there's no rust at all. The inner structure, there's no rust at all. 0 rust holes. Perfect doors. So my plan is, since this is original Henry Ford steel, it's gonna fit a whole lot better than those aftermarket patch panels. I can have these doors repaired a whole lot faster if I just section these doors, cut the section out of the bottom. I'll probably use the inner section and the outer skin on the lower section, and then I'll weld all this stuff into my doors. My doors will be perfect with all original Henry Ford metal. I think that's a better idea. All right, I also picked up this really nice dash insert. I'm gonna put this on the dash here with 5 gauges, and then I'll put a tachometer on the steering column. I'll probably put a 32 style dash in this car. I think that should look good. We're also gonna fill in the gas cap, smooth off the top of the gas tank. We're gonna cut the bottom out of the gas tank. That'll be coming up. We've got a lot of work to do on the roof as far as the structure of the roof is concerned. We gotta figure out the firewall, what it's gonna take to make this firewall clear that big Hemi that's going in here. So that's where I'm at on all the work that's gotta be done on the body. There's still even more to do than what I just discussed, but we'll discuss the engine, the transmission, and the drivetrain, the chassis. We'll discuss all that in an upcoming video. But for right now, I gotta get back to work on this sheet metal. All right, on this bracket, there's only 1 rust hole right there. I'll go ahead and weld that one up real quick, and that bracket will be done. Just had a little small hole, but there was a really thin area around the hole. So I just went ahead and filled the whole area in. Let's get it ground off. All right, that bracket turned out good. Took the MIG welder, welded that hole up. You can see on the back side, no more hole, looks really good. Good from the front side. Simple, easy fix. It's about time something was easy on this old car. But now I gotta move over to the TIG welder. Gotta get started on this driver's side subrail extension. Got a lot of Swiss cheese holes in this thing we gotta get welded up. I'm gonna move over there and get started on this. I appreciate you subscribing. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you in the next one.